Hello everyone. So, good day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. So, my name is Joey. We're going to have a very quick tutorial on SQL Server and Public, and let's just go ahead and dive right into the content. So, it's a new SQL Server that's being reborn into the public ecosystem, and we're gonna create SQL Server and Public, the key features, the comparison with SQL Azure, and the best practices and demo, and what to do and what not, right? SQL Server and Public is a new in the SQL Server, you know, tools and SQL Server servers. So this one is totally integrated into the MS Public. So the way we talk about Public is like a mini subset of Azure. It's a subset of the cloud that's mainly used for data and analytics. So everything is centralized into Public. Everything there is data. It has to do with data. We don't have to do with other features like DPCs and whatnot. But anything in Public is just about data. So SQL Server resides on the Public itself. So this is totally new. So that's Public is a unified analytic hub, and you have to an end-to-end workflow where you can use your old investment with SQL Server to create tables and views and explore autonomous features and connect seamlessly to visualization tool because it's within the same some sort of cloud. And it's modern connectivity, and it support GraphQL and enable flexibility in modern querying alongside with traditional TSQL. So it's integrated with OneLake, which is unlike Azure. Public SQL is natively tied to OneLake, so relational data can be blended with Lakehouse and warehouse data for analytics. Again, this is a new SQL Server that resides on Microsoft Fabric and integrates seamlessly with your data tools. Key features, yeah, familiar T SQL. We can actually use SSMS to build things on Fabric. That's built-in Copilot assistance. You have security option which is built in. RBAC is built in with it, so you can have the groups and things that we use in the old SQL Server version. It has built-in mirroring, and it's visualization ready for direct integration with Power BI and dashboard and reporting. Okay, so differences from Azure. So usually Azure is used for your OLTP databases, which is transactional. It's not analytics. It integrates with Azure services and returns scalable and stable, and it's for app backend and transactional system. That's how you use SQL Azure. But anyway, if you're using warehouse there, that's just fine. In SQL Fabric, it's used for analytics and native to Fabric ecosystem. It's integrated again with OneLake, Power BI, and Data Factory. It's new and evolving rapidly with Copilot and GraphQL, which is for enterprise reporting and analytics with for structured and unstructured data. Pros, it's a familiar environment but positioned for analytics rather than transactional apps. For enterprise, it reduces silos by unifying relational and lakehouse data. For learner, it's a new technology, a very big technology to learn. And we have actually two exams, which is DP 600 and 700. Um, for best practices, this is a level 101, so tutorial. So for integration, and we're not going to dive deep into this. For integration and connectivity, you need to mirror SQL Fabric, and you need to connect your reporting tools to the mirror rather than to the to SQL Fabric, and then you can make use of the change data capture to push data instead of push data into the warehouse rather than the warehouse pulling data from the SQL Fabric. And it's always best to, of course, test it to non-production database. For security and governance, we have the RBAC, assign the list privilege. If you don't have access to SQL Server, don't grant it there. And then you can actually provision Fabric to create a totally different environment for your sensitive data so that no one is going to access that. I use data masking and encryption, and then monitor who's accessing or querying your SQL Fabric. For performance optimization, you need to partition your data so you don't you minimize the CPU usage which you are going to be built with, and it will burn your capacity. Then you need to index wisely so you don't burn your hard disk, right? And then optimize your query using Copilot. For operational practices, for capacity planning, ensure that your Fabric capacity assigned before mirroring or streaming data. Monitor application health regularly. Check Fabric mirroring dashboard for lag or sync issue. And then automate refresh. For analytics and BI, for unstructured data, use Fabric to query relational data alongside Lakehouse file. And connect Power BI to your mirrored instance. And then virtualize external sources. Use Fabric data virtualization to query external SQL sources without duplication. Those are pretty much basic concepts. We're not going to deep dive into that, and we're just going to demo very quickly. I'm going to jump into, I already have my YouTube analytics here, and I'm gonna create my SQL. So as you can see, there's a lot. That's the capacity. I have the trial capacity here. I'm gonna create the there's a lot of items that you can create. As you can see, thousands of them to learn. It's like there's even Oracle in it, and Google BigQuery. So it has Snowflake, you have mirrored SQL Azure and things like that. There are a lot of, most of these items are data related, so you're not going to find a virtual PC in here. So these are mostly objects that you are going to use with your data. And I'm going to use this SQL database, and I'm gonna name this YouTube Analytics. Right, and we have to wait for it. Oh, anyway, you have reached the maximum number of databases that can be created in a free trial. I already have created another database just in case, and I created one here. I have this demo SQL, and this is how it's going to look like. And I have another one here, SQL Fabric demo, and once it's created, it's going to look like this. It's gonna take time, so but we have the cooking show here now. If you click on this is how it looks like. I already have, let's refresh this because there's no more in there, right? Okay, there's nothing in here, and the first thing that I want to do is to connect this to SQL Server Management Studio, and you can do that quickly by clicking in here and open it with SQL Server Management Studio. And if you click that, it's gonna ask you for your login, and then it's gonna integrate with your SQL Server Management Studio pretty quickly. So if we this is my Management Studio, we refresh this, there's nothing in there, and I already created the create table for my dim employee, right? Ask and if we create this, the same, it's just like programming SQL Server, on-prem. So, and then execute that, right? And then we now have the table here. And then the advantage is, as you can see, the same investment that we have with SQL Azure is something that we can use, but now we're programming on some SQL Server that reside on a sub cloud, which is the Fabric, which is dedicated mainly for analytics. And then, yeah, you can still use the traditional table, the GUI, so you can just design your dim location, for example. And I'm Microsoft, I'm pretty much GUI guy. I don't write queries, and I can primary key that and make it an integer. Integer, and yeah, we're not going to add anything, right? And then, yeah, as you guess, the identity is still there. Nothing has changed. It's just that, yes, okay, and location, for example. We're not going to add some data in it for now, and then just close this and then save it and call it dim location. And now when we go back to our public SQL public, we now have our tables in here, right? Dim location. This one is I designed it using query. This one I designed it with dim location. And if you have a very paid version, you can actually right click integrate copilot in here so that you can do the human query, like create this table and supply this with the following attributes and things like that. Yep, that's pretty much to it, and hope you enjoy this. And if you do, please like and subscribe. So I have a unified YouTube channel, so just songs and tutorials and chess games and everything, because there's a reason for it. The rest of my channel has been, I cannot maintain separate channel because it's pretty much very difficult to maintain in YouTube, because if you left it for a while, it's going to be deactivated by YouTube if you are not doing uh, things like that. So I just centralize everything into one YouTube channel. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.